Yemen's fragile, four-year ceasefire went up in smoke today as a series of heavy airstrikes decimated the main runway at Sana'a International Airport. The sudden bombardment severely damaged the facility, abruptly shattering the UN-brokered de-escalation phase that had brought a rare period of relative calm to the war-torn nation since 2022. Houthi rebel leadership immediately directed their fury at the Saudi-led coalition, denouncing the airstrikes as a blatant and unprovoked violation of Yemeni sovereignty. Senior officials framed the attack as a deliberate attempt to tighten a decade-long blockade, explicitly declaring that the era of peace negotiations has effectively come to an end.
This blatant and direct military aggression will not go unanswered or unpunished. The aggressor will be held accountable.
However, regional reporting reveals a highly specific standoff triggered the morning's attack. The strikes were a direct measure to intercept an Iranian passenger aircraft carrying a senior Houthi delegation, who were attempting to return home after attending funeral ceremonies for Iran's late Supreme Leader in Tehran.
A statement from the Yemeni armed forces addressed specifically to its personnel and, more broadly, to the Yemeni people. The legitimate Yemeni government, in cooperation with the regional and international community, has sought through all diplomatic and legal means to persuade the Iranian regime and the Houthi coup militias in Sana'a to return to the right path and refrain from violating Yemeni airspace with Iranian aircraft.
Yemen's internationally recognized government stepped forward to claim responsibility for the strikes. Defense officials stated they offered to facilitate the delegation's return on a government-approved, non-Iranian aircraft. When the Houthis refused the compromise, forces ordered the runway destroyed to physically prevent the Iranian plane from landing. On the ground, the immediate aftermath has sparked widespread panic and operational chaos. Houthi authorities have issued urgent evacuation orders for the airport complex and surrounding residential neighborhoods, while human rights groups warn that crippling the airport cuts off a vital lifeline for thousands of medical patients and civilian travelers.
This violation is not the first, but it differs from previous ones in that it openly challenges international legitimacy. At this moment, we say, patience has run out. Accordingly, we will deliver an appropriate response to this treacherous and aggressive act by confronting and dealing with the hostile aircraft violating Yemeni airspace and sovereignty, using all available means, until we teach the enemy a lesson that will be heard far and wide, remembered by future Yemeni generations, and make it clear to everyone that Yemen has a people and a leadership that will defend it on land, at sea, and in the air, regardless of the consequences. We hold the Iranian regime fully responsible, legally and morally. God is greatest, and shame and disgrace upon the Imamate project and its supporters.
With Houthi military media now blanketing social channels with the promise that a response is imminent, the region is bracing for severe retaliation. Given their history of complex cross-border drone and missile strikes, international observers fear this standoff over a single aircraft may plunge the Arabian Peninsula straight back into full-scale war.